Hello people, superhero motivation over here. Today I'm holding a podcast about changes. Are you openly willing to change? Or are you just saying you're ready to change because it sounds interesting? Yes, I'm going to be the best, I'm ready to change. I'm going to do whatever I can to be the best. Yes, but are you ready to receive feedback? The same when you're on the work floor. Have you seen any coworker not reacting angry when you give them feedback? Of course, there's constructive feedback. But are you ready to receive the truth? Or are we just defending ourselves? When someone says, you can change this, you can change that. Are you ready to accept it, or are you just trying to avoid it? I remember when I'm on a position where I have to give people feedback. And they were always angry. Yeah, but why? Why are you saying this to me? You're not nice. That's the problem with receiving feedback. You have to be mature enough to understand why someone gives you feedback. You have to mature enough to take it. Take someone's feedback to change yourself, to improve yourself. Okay, you don't like it. Oh, good. Stay at your level. I don't care, but don't ask me feedback if you're not ready. If you're not mature enough, ready to enough to understand what I'm trying to say. A person who is openly too willing to understand, when they try to improve themselves, will be ready to accept what someone has to say. Are you ready to accept feedback? Or are you just saying it because you politely want to sound interesting? Because you don't want to offend someone? Yes? If you want to take feedback, okay man, be ready. Okay, I'm going to accept what this person to say. I am open to hear what this person has to say, and I'm not going to defend myself and avoid topics what's related to the truth. Do you accept the truth? I'm still not convinced. To be honest, I've worked in big companies where a lot of people with big teams. There's always a conflict about, oh, he's doing this and doing that. When are we going to take our responsibility? If you want to change yourself, you have to take responsibility. Otherwise, you will always blame someone because you got stuck on it. You get stuck and you blame on someone. Are you ready to take responsibility? And most of the time you blame on someone else or blame on something. Yes, I don't know how this computer works. It must be the technology. This work is not done. It must be my coworker. Yeah. This is always an excuse, and that's why people don't want to change. I don't need you to convince me that you want to change. You don't need to convince me. You have to convince yourself. Are you ready to change? Are you ready to improve? Are you ready to accept the changes? Because every time when there's changes inside a company, it doesn't matter if it's small or big changes, people always panic. People who always panic, oh, yes, there's a machine coming. Oh, no, we are going to lose our job. But the funny thing is, it's not even they lose their job. Are they openly willing to learn how this machine is going to work? Or are you blaming this machine because you think, oh man, I'm not going to learn this. If I'm going to learn how this machine is going to work, I'm going to have to work hard. To change, you have to work hard. Do you want to work hard? When you don't want to work hard, you will always fight against the changes. Are you ready to work? Or are you just blaming on something or someone because you don't want to change? I'm asking myself, if I want to learn something, I have to be open for it. If I just say, okay, I want to learn, I want to achieve this results, but I don't want to work, how do you expect something turns out in a good result? If I'm just saying to myself, hey man, I want to upload the podcast. I think about a lot and I didn't have a preparation. I've never done something. I've never recorded. But I want a successful podcast. How do I going to accept and how I'm going to expect this podcast going to be successful? When I'm not ready to work, when I'm just ready to say, okay, I want to do this, but I'm not ready to do it. There's like a difference. There's a lot of people say, okay, but I want to do the same thing. I want to get the same result. I want to get on the same level. I want to change. But are you ready to work? And that's the funny thing is, talking is really easy. Talking to convince someone, yeah, man, I want to change. I want to work hard. I want to be the best. But are you going to do it? Or is it just talk? Is it just theory? There are a lot of like impressive theories. Yeah, there's a lot of things when I'm going to do. I need motivation. When I have motivation, then I'm going to do it. Nowadays, people need to be convinced to do something. And let me tell you something. If there's some change, you want to change yourself and you really want it, you give yourself a reason to do it, you're already going to do it. Do I need to convince to make a podcast? No, I'm already doing it. When I'm finally doing it, I'm inside this process. We are making progress with this podcast. We are already doing it. We are changing. Everything changes. As long as people will find this podcast, they know we're producing, we're creating. I'm not afraid that no people are going to watch this. I'm not afraid because I know people are going to watch it and listen to this. Amen. We have a podcast. We're going to change. Sooner or later, we're going to change. Yes. It's not because I say we're going to change what I'm going to produce. We are going to change to inspire people. See? Do I need to be convinced to work? Do I need to be convinced with a motivational speech? No, man, I'm just doing it. Do I need to convince to live a good life? No, I'm just living it. Do I need to be convinced that freedom is, you have to work for it, man. You have to work for freedom. Do I need to convince that freedom is good? No. I have seen it, I live it. Changes. I accept every form of feedback, but it must be constructive. If you're just saying, yeah, man, this is bad, man, this is not good, man, you have to change, man. This feedback, when you accept this kind of feedback, it's just criticizing. If you have just like a constructive feedback, oh man, this kind of form of communication, I think we have to take it with a strategical form. Be strategic, be humble, and try to learn from other people. Well, this is kind of an example. You're receiving feedback from professionals because you give someone a reason, a point where you can change. Your communication can be better. Most of the time people will say it. But why? Your communication can be better because you have to talk to different kind of professionals. You have to work, be clearly what you want. But otherwise, a lot of things are vague. When people ask questions, mostly they say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, change your communication, be clearly. Be more specific. Be more specific in the communication in what you want. When you want to change, be specific in what you want to change. I want to change my communication. I want to be more directly. I want to be more frequently doing this. And when I'm doing this frequently, I'm going to be better at something. I want to learn. What do you want to learn? Change the way how you want to think. Change the way of how you communicate. With everything, be clear to what you want. Okay, man. You talk to a professional, change your tone. Changes. Are you ready to change? Or you're just saying it? Are you ready to work for it? There's a difference. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. See you in next podcast. Goodbye.